Why does unrequited love hurt so much? What makes it more painful than a breakup or rejection? Why can we pine after someone for months or even years without letting go? Before we get into the depths of this topic, remember that this video is not to make you feel worse about your situation. Rather, it's to help you understand why it hurts so much and hopefully help you move on. So grab a snack and get comfy. Let's get into it. Here are 7 reasons why unrequited love hurts so much. Number 1. You have feelings for this person. This might sound obvious, but it's worth noting because sometimes when we like someone, we can convince ourselves that we're just having fun or that our feelings aren't really that deep. But if we're being honest with ourselves, we know there's more there. And those deeper feelings only make it worse when they're not reciprocated. When we have genuine affection, care, and attraction for someone, we open ourselves up to the possibility of them in our lives in a significant way. We let down our guard and become vulnerable. And then, when it doesn't work out, that vulnerability can feel like a weakness, making us feel exposed and hurt. But remember, having feelings for someone isn't a bad thing. It means you're capable of loving and caring for another person. That's something to hold on to. Number 2, they don't see your good qualities. One of the worst parts of unrequited love is feeling like the other person doesn't appreciate who you are. When we like someone, we tend to focus on all their good qualities and ignore their flaws, because we're caught up in how we feel about them. But when they don't like us back, we start to see them more objectively. And if they don't see our good qualities, it can be devastating. It's like they're missing out on something great, and that realization can be painful. This can also lead to us constantly trying to convince them to see our good qualities, which can be exhausting and emotionally draining. It's important to remember that not everyone will appreciate us, and that's okay. There are people out there who will value and cherish us for who we are. Number 3, you idealize. Another reason why unrequited love can hurt so much is that we often idealize the person we're in love with. We put them on a pedestal and make them seem perfect in our minds. And when they don't meet our unrealistic expectations, we're left feeling disappointed and hurt. We may start to see them as flawless and untouchable, which can make it even harder to accept that they don't feel the same way about us. But it's important to remember that no one is perfect, and that includes the person we're in love with. They have flaws and make mistakes, just like the rest of us. And when we realize this, it can help us bring them down to our level and see them as a real person rather than an idealized version of someone. Number 4, you have no closure. When it comes to unrequited love, closure is something we often don't get. The person we're in love with may not even realize that we're pining after them, let alone care. And that lack of resolution can leave us feeling confused and upset. We may constantly wonder what they're rethinking and whether they'll ever feel the same way about us. And that uncertainty can be torture. Closure doesn't always mean getting the answer we want, but it can give us a sense of peace and help us move on. If possible, try talking to the person you're in love with to express your feelings and get some clarity. But remember, you deserve closure more for yourself than for them. Number 5, you have limited contact. Another reason why unrequited love can hurt so much is that we often have limited contact with the person we're in love with. This can make it feel like they're an unattainable fantasy, which only makes us pine after them more intensely. We may try to make as much contact as possible, but still feel like it's never enough. We want to be around them more, talk to them more, and spend more time with them. But because they don't feel the same way about us, we're often kept at a distance. This can be incredibly frustrating and painful. It's important to remember that just because we love someone doesn't mean we have the right to be in their presence all the time. If the person you're in love with wants to limit your contact, it's important to respect their wishes and give them space. Number 6, they don't prioritize you. When you have unrequited love for someone, it can be incredibly painful to realize that you're not a priority in their life. They may not make time for you or be there for you when you need them, and that can be devastating. We may start to feel like an afterthought or that our feelings aren't important, and that can be incredibly hurtful. This can also lead to us constantly trying to prove ourselves to the person we're in love with, which can be exhausting and emotionally draining. Remember that someone who truly cares about you will make an effort to prioritize you in their life. If the person you're in love with doesn't make an effort to do so, it may be time to move on. And number 7, they're with someone else. This is perhaps the most painful part of unrequited love. When the person you're in love with is with someone else, it can feel like your heart is breaking into pieces. You may feel jealous and bitter, especially when you see them with their partner, and that pain can be unbearable. You may start to analyze everything they say and do, looking for signs that they might be unhappy in their relationship, and that can lead to a lot of unnecessary heartache. Remember that just because someone is in a relationship doesn't mean they're not open to meeting new people, but it's important to respect their boundaries and not interfere with their current partnership. If they're not single, it's best to focus on moving on, rather than trying to break them and their partner up. Remember, you're worthy of love and affection, and it's important to invest that energy in yourself and finding someone who reciprocates your feelings. Unrequited love can be one of the most painful experiences we can go through, but it doesn't have to define us. With time and self-reflection, we can learn to love ourselves more and find happiness in our lives. If you found this video helpful, like and share it with friends that might find insight in this too. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more psychology videos. All the sources used are added in the description box below. Thanks for watching.